Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn are set to collide at the O2 Arena on October 8th in a nostalgic battle between the legendary British boxing rivals' sons. But the welterweight star denies reports, claiming it is fully signed. Now, we loved, Chris Eubank, and we loved Nigel Benn. They're back and forth, you know, back in the days over the years, in and out of the ring. There was real needle and animosity there, Uh, it was always great banter. Imagine if there was social media back in those days, like Twitter. That would have been great banter, man. You could have made 100 videos a day about that. Brilliant stuff. But we've got, in my opinion, a bit of a marketing ploy. Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, Conor Benn ain't quite sizing up to Chris Eubank Jr. in terms of physicality. The weight divisions are different. You've got Chris Eubank has he moved up to super middleweight now? And we've got Conor Benn at welterweight, so a bit of a disparity there. But yeah, a bit of a marketing ploy, in my opinion. We've got, no real animosity or needle there. It's just, going off the back of their fathers. They chilled. Chris Eubank Jr. Fun guy, signing tellies up in Newcastle or whatever it was, microwaves even, and then going on eBay for 30 odd grand. That's brilliant. What we've got here, report suggests that the pair to carry out their dad's legacies nearly 30 years on from when they contested one of the fiercest rivalries in British box history by fighting each other at 20,000 seat arena in the southeast of the city. It's going to be on DAZN with a catch weight of 156 pounds. This isn't about the truth, is it? No idea what he's talking about. Conor Benn could be talking about anything. This is what Conor wants. Let's have a look at the box recs, right? See about their stats. I know. So we've got Chris Eubank, 32 years of age, 5'11", ranked number 2 in the world. A box rec by Gennady Golovkin. Man, I think I'd like that fight. That'd be a cool fight. I think Chris Eubank might be catching Golovkin at the right time, but who knows? He's got bigger fish to fry with Canelo at the minute. Number 1, Felix Cash is behind him. Crikey. So, man, Britain's a bit thin on the ground in this division, isn't it? Anyway. Middleweight. I swear he used to be... Did he used to be super middle? Super middle. Yeah, he came down in weight, didn't he? So let's have a look at his last opponents. Liam Williams. Soundly outboxed him. Williams looked like... his chin had he got put down a couple of times, maybe won a couple of rounds, but Chris Eubank takes some 1 or 2 solid shots every other round. But that was it. Kept on his toes, his feet. He's making fun of Liam Williams, and Liam Williams just walking on shots. Maybe that deterred him. But I wouldn't say Liam Williams is chinny, but certainly looked a bit vulnerable in that fight. Maybe after coming off the Andrade loss, where he put in such a valiant effort, great fight, he just fell short. And maybe that just took a lot out of him, because Liam Williams is getting on a wee bit as well. Liam Williams is 30 now. So yeah. That's the fight he had where he was signing the micro. Can't remember how that fight went, but I remember in his comeback, kind of mini comeback against Marcus Morrison, he was just kind of like not really doing much. Maybe he's just biding his time, fighting some opponents that pay good. working on a few things with Roy Jones Jr. while he's waiting for his next title fight, because I think fell short against George Groves, and yeah, didn't quite make it. But yeah, no, I like Chris Eubank Jr. But I thought he would be moving with a bit more tenacity, a bit more ferocity, a bit more vigor about him. Just because he's at 32-year age, I think in the next 3 years he he needs to achieve something. It'd be a great shame if Chris Eubank Jr., in my opinion, left the division without um, winning a world title or something like that. So even if he doesn't, I think we'd like to see him in more spectacular fights after this one, and just really put gunning for it. He's a good character. Eyes on the prize, brings a lot to the sport. I really liked his early days. Uh, up to about 2015, where you're running through everyone, man. Even though they were like nobodies, I love that part of his career. Got Conor Benn, so he's 5'8". Don't know if that's a bit optimistic, because I've seen 5'7", but he's welterweight. So yeah, 147. So they're going to be fighting at 156. So I think Eubank Jr. was he was ripped at 168, and now at 160 he's thinner, but he's still ripped, isn't he? I think he's just a pretty big guy, because he's just got no fat on him, man. But yeah, let's have a look at Chris Van Heerden. Yeah, didn't know too much about Chris Van Heerden before this fight. He just seemed very old, stiff wooden to me. He had that loss against Errol Spence in 2015, but that Chris Van Heerden was a very aged and over the hill guy compared to what Errol Spence got. Chris Algieri, again, way past it, good in his time, but just not there. Then we had Adrian Granis. He came by, he was popping a jab, throwing a few shots, but he wasn't there to win, and he was just trolling at the end when he was saying, I won the fight. But we know he just didn't want to get knocked out. And Samuel Vargas, A-star referee, Steve Gray, he stopped that fight way early. I think Samuel Vargas was clearly just slightly overwhelmed by the ferocity that Conor Benn came out with. But it's only just starting the first 30 seconds or something. He was on the ropes, leaning back, trying to get out of it. He wasn't really taking much punishment, and it was stopped. Crazy stuff. I couldn't believe that, man. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think of the fight. Your comments below. Remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys soon.